How's it going, everybody? Graydon here, LastPackMagik. Thanks so much for joining us for a live tonight. We're going to open up the Midnight Suns boxes tonight, and we've brought some really fun people along to do so. And I'm just going to go right into it, and I'm going to throw them into the stage. Got Spidey.
What's up?
What's going on, man?
Hey, happy to be here.
Yeah, thanks so much for joining us. We're going to throw another fella in here as well. We got the Rider 95.
It's his set, right? The
This
Rider
is totally
set.
his set.
Although they did you some justice.
Yeah, Spider-Man looks good. Venom looks good. Carnage. Yeah.
Sabretooth.
Yeah.
Justin, what are you after in this set? What have you got?
Well, I want Spider-Man, obviously. I think that's an easy one. I will say it's one of the better Wolverines that we've seen in a while from an original art standpoint.
So good.
Yeah.
It's
so good.
It feels very 90s to me when I look at it.
It reminds me of Mark Teixeira, his artwork.
Yes, that's a great point. That is such a great point. And so I really enjoy it. Just it's got all the elements that I want in a Wolverine card. You know, he's ferocious. It's got his claws. It's a full body. It's got, you know, the whatever you call the cowl thing on his head, whatever it's called. It's glorious. It's a great card.
It's really good. It's really, really good.
Spider-Gwen we don't talk about how great that card looks enough to me, in my opinion. It's fantastic. The Spider-Man's good. It's not bad. I like the fact that it shows the emblem on the back. We don't get that very often. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. Although I will say that the reference that was obviously used for Spider-Man is a reference that Ash Gonzalez has used on one of his sketch cards. He's got sketches that have the exact same pose for that one and another one. If you look at the art on the Dark Dwarf, I think is what it's called. It looks like Joker. I called him, fake Joker.
Yeah.
It's also a similar reference that Ash has used before on the sketch card, so it looks very similar. They were obviously using similar references when they were drawing those. So that's fascinating. But for the non-original art that we see on the medallions, I mean, they're great.
Yeah.
So
the Venom card is wicked on the medallions.
Oh, it's so good. And
So
and that
good.
that one is comic art. But I don't recall seeing that art on another Marvel card. And maybe if it was zoomed in. The Spider-Man is obviously from the same art from Spider-Man Metal, Pablo Riviera, who's going to be at AOX next week. I'm excited to meet him. And that was the Spider-Man card I chased in Spider-Man Metal. So I love that art. So it's a good choice, but it is reused. Magic looks really good. She's not in the base set, but she's in the inserts.
Yeah.
Ultra abilities and the medallions. I think it's a great looking character and card. And then Jane Foster Thor, the Mighty Thor, looks good throughout the whole set.
Yeah.
And then also Monet. I mean, we keep going on and on and on and on. I haven't even got to the Ghost Rider characters yet.
So there's been an original art set. I think a lot of the original art there was some really impressive paintings in it. I'm really pleased with the Sabretooth painting. It's a different pose. It's a really nice piece. It's done with a medium that really translated well onto card. Sometimes when it's done in watercolor or what have you, it can translate a little bit darker. The colors aren't quite as opaque. The paint that they chose to use was really nice.
Yeah, I would say that Sabretooth doesn't get the feline effect sometimes. But I think they did a really good job with that in this one, but also not losing that kind of ferociousness as at the same time.
Yeah, sometimes I feel like they make the Sabretooth card and it looks as though he stepped on a piece of Lego, and other times he looks like he's a bit more ferocious for sure.
Yeah. That's good. It's really good. It's so good. There's a reason why they used it in the preview art, because it is really good.
That's right.
The Black Cat is awesome. Yeah, I mean, look, I just gush over a lot of this stuff, so I can overuse adjectives, but.
And so you opened up your first box of this with your brother.
I did. So thankfully, I had these cases ordered, and I was like, you know what? I need to go ahead and order a couple of boxes from DNA Cards and do an overnight, priority package and shipping. You pay for overnight, and you pay for priority, and you can get it, same day that it releases, basically. And so it showed up. I'm on my way home to pick it up and was going to do one of those, new lunch breaks that I've done, and called my brother. And I was like, look, why don't we go to lunch and we'll open it together at the restaurant? And we opened it. I actually had the video edited before the food arrived. And while we were eating, it posted. And so by the time we left, the video was up.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
Before we get too far into it, I just wanted to acknowledge everybody in the chat and say hello to some people. Got Marvel Madness out there. Thanks so much for joining again. This is my second video in 2 days. I appreciate you showing up. We got True Blue Collectible, subscriber number 40. Thank you so much for being subscriber number 40. Right on, man.
Yeah, Nathan's awesome.
Yeah.
We got my boy Vintage Lord Canada. I'm so glad that you could make it. Dude, I'm so glad it warmed up like that cold. I missed a lot of the cold snap, but I know I saw your video that you were in it, and like today was minus 27 and that's a warm up. And I was in the shop today, and like it felt better. It felt better than it had. So I think everyone in Alberta is real happy that the temperature's on the rise. And who else we got in here? We got Leon Underwood. Justin, we got your dad in here.
Yes, that is my father. That's Papa Juju, as we originally called him. But that's my dad. Thank you, Dad, for watching. Hope you have a good time.
Papa Juju, thank you so much for participating. We appreciate that. I should have invited my dad. I didn't even think about it. He wouldn't have come. But
what's his name?
My dad's name is Richard.
Richard. Yeah. That's such a dad name.
I brought my dad to a card show about 2 months ago when anime dropped, and I was looking for the Sabretooth anime base and a couple other ones, and my dad came with me. It was the first card show I'd ever gone to where we're from, and I almost flipped a table. My butt caught the table of one of the hockey card tables, and I almost flipped it. And I looked over, and my dad was just buried in his hands. It was unbelievable. It was really funny. Yeah. In any event, we'll keep going through the chat here. We got Free Comics. Thanks so much for joining us. We got Bob A.
Free's the Blade collector I was telling you about. Like
right on.
Wait, Free Comics Blade? Is that what you just said?
Yeah, he's
so
a Blade
Doom
collector.
and Blade.
Yep.
I didn't know about Blade. I like that. Blade's a great character, guys.
Yes.
Yeah. So's Doom. So's Doom.
Yeah, Doom is up there. I mean, what are we talking about? Best, second best villain in Marvel?
Ooh. Yeah. I'm always top 5. Like me, I never like to get too specific. I'm like, I'll go top 5 for sure.
Yeah.
I was showing William before we started here. I did a couple of albums of old records of Doom while I was at work.
All those on your original video you did, I think maybe it was with Marvel Madness.
That's right. I did a couple of these. I've been getting records at the thrift store and just doing comic book. They're not my original like drawings. Like they're obviously from the comic books. Like you guys will recognize them from.
I just wonder, like, how differently do we see Doom if he actually, becomes the Iron Man villain?
Yeah,
but he didn't, and here we are.
Cool that it's not a banned character anymore.
No, not from that I'm aware of.
Yeah, and then just a couple more people in here. We got VP Trading Cards. What's up, man? Thanks a lot for joining. Jason, going on, man? Thanks so much. Free Comics, yeah, thanks. I'm glad that you like the records. I got a book that I put together that I've been slowly working at work, just drawing away, and it'll be done in a bit. I'll show you guys. I've kind of been showing little bits of it here and there. But without further ado, why don't William? Why don't you talk to us about how you've been experiencing this set and your thoughts, and even show us some of your hits and stuff. What you're chasing after.
So, this set's amazing. That's all I gotta say. Like for me, especially for me, like the lore. There's 11 different spirits of vengeance in this set. Just the base set alone, like it's amazing. Like I mean, my favorite card, pretty much from this set, is the Death Rider. So. Basically, what the Death Rider is, he's Danny Ketch. And what happens is, in the story of where Mephisto, Johnny Blaze becomes the new king of hell. He beats Mephisto. Well, Danny Ketch gets beat up by Johnny Blaze, and the spirit of vengeance is taken away from him. So he goes down. Basically, he goes down and sees a Hell Lord. A Hell Lord gives him the ability to become the spirit of corruption, and
Wow.
that's yeah.
So, William, could you tell us
sounds wicked.
where did your background in Midnight Suns come from? Like, is this a storyline you've been following for a long time,
Yeah.
or what?
Oh yeah. So when I was a kid, one of the first movies my dad ever took me to was the Ghost Rider movie.
Cool.
So
The Nicolas Cage Ghost Rider movie.
Yeah. So after I saw that, I'm like, okay, this character is amazing. So let me go and read more of it if I can. So the only story I've ever fully read completely through was the Midnight Sun storyline from the original from 92, from the 6-part series from 92. And that was like that right there. I saw Blade, when I was a kid, saw the Blade movie. I was like 6 years old when I saw the Blade movie. I got it for Christmas. So after I saw that, I'm like, man, these characters are amazing. It's amazing. Like it's the most amazing part about all these characters is they don't get talked about a lot. Mm-hmm. Like, and there's only certain people that collect them. It's a niche, niche collect. People don't collect them like they collect Venom or Spider-Man or Wolverine. And the one thing I do like about these characters so much is because they deal with kind of like mental illness in their heads. They deal with the supernatural. The Ghost Rider deals with the fact of he has the spirit of vengeance, and then he has his own mind too. And it's like the fight of who is in control of their body. And it's just so unique.
A quick question for you, William. I find that whenever I think of Ghost Rider, I really associate him with the motorcycle. Are you a motorcycle enthusiast yourself?
Yeah.
What do you ride, buddy? Tell me a bit about your bike.
I don't have one, but I want to get one.
Nice.
I want to. That's the next big boy purchase, I guess, is a motorcycle.
What would be a bike you'd be interested in?
Probably either a Yamaha or a Harley. I'm not really too. I lean both ways, basically, like a street bike or a kind of like a chopper bike.
Yeah, a cruiser. Yeah, for sure. Right on. Justin, do you ride bikes at all?
Oh no, I rode BMX bikes as a kid, and then I rode motorcycle with my dad. Love you, Dad, but it was not always a pleasant experience for me growing up. and then rode some. I rode dirt bikes a little bit, and here's the problem: I never knew how not to throttle it all the way. And my dad is a bit of a speed junkie, and he was a street racer, drag racer, and it's just no way I'm going to be safe. It's just not going to happen. I think now my father would be much more of a cruiser and more relaxed. He got it all out of him. I never got it out of my system, so I just don't even want to touch it. It's too risky. Too dangerous. Yeah.
Mr. Underwood in the chat, you'll have to let us know. Are you still riding bikes or what? What's going on?
My dad loves anything with a motor.
Right. Well, I appreciate that as well. And here in Alberta, there's a huge bike culture. There's lots of riding clubs, lots of clubs. And for myself, I don't collect Ghost Rider, but I've always really liked the character. I actually got to, in a trade, as a bulk trade, I got the Ghost Rider Unbound from Fred Ian.
Okay.
And an amazing Ghost Rider card for the record. And
the Cosmic Ghost Rider in that set too is really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I should have brought them down. I have them upstairs, but I pulled a couple of really cool Ghost Rider cards from Beginnings in the red Supernovas out of the blaster boxes.
Yeah.
There's some cool ones in there for sure.
Yeah. Those are my Danny Ketch and Cosmic are the ones I collect the most of.
Keep going, Justin. Sorry.
Well, I was just thinking, I have a Donny Cates auto, like Marvel card auto, that I pulled, and I wonder if it's a ghost. I bought it because it was Donny Cates, and as a writer, I think he's important, and it was his first pack pulled auto, so that's why I bought it. You know what? It's a Carnage card, it's not a Ghost Rider, not a Ghost Rider card, but he's an important writer and what he's done for a lot of characters, but Cosmic Ghost Rider being one of them.
Oh yeah. I mean, Immortal, what he did with the Immortal Hulk storyline too was amazing too.
Yep.
As we keep going here in the chat, everybody's chiming in with the motorcycle stuff. I love it. I've got a Kawasaki 800 Vulcan. It's a 1996, and it's one of the many motors that are sitting at my parents' house currently, and along with my dirt bike and my other project truck. So at some point there, I better get that out of there before they throw it out. But I hope that the Ghost Rider character inspires everyone to continue having an interest in motorcycles, and a great hobby to be a part of. William, do you want to get going with the box break here? You got a box to do today?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a box. Yep.
We're looking forward to it. Why don't you start us out with what you got going on? Alonzo is having some service issues. I think there was a storm in Florida or something along those lines. I was real close to Florida in Cuba recently, and the weather was good, but I think there might have been a storm that went through Florida there, and having some issues with service.
Goodness. You guys want me to show you some like hits or what?
Yeah, show us what you got, Ben.
Okay, so I think I'm gonna do I'll show you some of the stuff. I think I'm gonna do the puzzle piece. I'm gonna frame it. And so far I have this so far. So
all right, so you have 3 of the 9.
Yep. Yeah, I need the Moon Knight, the Scarlet Spider, the Vengeance, Iron Fist, the Johnny Blaze, and Magic.
No, Jane Foster, right?
Jane Foster. Yeah. Jane Foster.
And so, William, how many boxes have you opened at this point? When we're looking at your hits.
I've opened 4. I opened one last night with Josh, and he pulled me a comic cut auto of Blade.
Wow.
Yeah, so
awesome.
So he pulled that, and then I pulled this as well.
The comic cuts are so good from this set. I love the comic cuts.
You pulled that?
Yeah. I pulled it. When was it? When did I pull it?
Could you pull a better looking cut auto?
Yeah. Right? So I could tell you this. So the story on this is from. So this is from Spirit of Vengeance. This is the part 1. Basically, this panel is in the previous issue, he gets beat up by Blackout, and Blackout bites his neck and rips his neck. And so basically he has to stay in the Ghost Rider. Danny Ketch has to stay in the Ghost Rider form to heal. But the reason he's looking like this is because in the previous panel, he fights Blackout. He fights him in a cemetery. And what happens is he almost injures bystanders. While Johnny Blaze stops him, shoots him in the head with the Hellfire shotgun. And he's losing control of becoming human and becoming more of the Spirit of Vengeance itself.
That's awesome, dude.
That was a great explanation. It is so nice having some context to all of this. You know, Justin, you do a great job of doing that with Spider-Man cards in a lot of these sets. And William, really appreciate you elaborating on all of these cards and really bringing that character collecting element to every one of these. Like when you appreciate these cards and you collect them, it's great that you have that info about them. I love that.
Yeah. And then this is cool too. So this is the last panel. This is when they go to the land of, basically it's called the Land of the Midnight Sun. So it's in Antarctica, and this is like the final battle they have where Lilith is trying to gain more power. And so you see like, Morbius and Blackout, and then Meat Market. And then right here, he should be shooting Outcast too. And, Blade and all that. And it's numbered. I got the Omega.
Wow. Hold it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is your set, man.
Oh yeah. And then
I love it.
I had to pull this too.
Do you like those?
I like the character.
Yeah.
Oh, you opened it.
Yeah, I opened it.
Does it tell you what the character is going to be?
No.
Like, so the inside wasn't a Blade. Meaning.
No, I got Sleepwalker. I got the red numbered, but it does not. It doesn't say like at all of what you're getting, because sometimes you won't even get numbered ones. Mm-hmm. So I got the mini parallel. It's like a prismatic, but there's on the back of the small one, it does like there's like a checklist. But then I think you can get out of 25 and out of 100, I think. but I think that's all you can get. I don't think you can get like 1-on-1s out of the minis. As far as I know, I don't think you can. And then here's just some of the artwork I like.
Those greens are great. I have the greens. I have the full green set for Fleer Ultra Avengers, and they're cool. I like the greens.
And then there's Moloch. He's a Middle Eastern Ghost Rider.
Cool.
Yeah. And then I got this too. I need to get the green to color match, but I got this one at a 180, so I was happy about that. Because he's one of my Man-Thing's one of my PCs too. Nice.
Well, you just lucked out collecting a lot of characters that all managed to appear in this set.
Yeah. I know I think the biggest thing I'm gonna go for. I know I'm gonna go for a full base, but I want to get all of the Ghost Riders autos.
Oh, cool.
So there's 11 of them. So and then they're out of 100, and they're not like I looked out too because they're not like huge artists. They're not like Bianchi. That's the thing. Like,
right. So it's like going after the orange Marvel masterpieces. As far as numbering goes, that should be very doable.
I think it'll be very doable. And I mean, these prices aren't super high, which is good for me, which helps me out quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
But
Jake, thanks for jumping in the chat there, buddy. I just saw you there. Thank you.
What's up, Jake?
I thought about keeping a box just because, two of my main characters are, on the box, but we're moving soon, so I got to figure out how to do it without smashing the box either.
Right. It's tough when your character appears on the box. Like, so Sabretooth is on the Fleer Ultra Wolverine, and I have other sealed wax with Sabretooth on it, and it's tough keeping them sealed. It's tough.
Yes. Yeah, the only nice part about it is, Ghost Rider only appears in a few top of boxes, so that's nice. And Blade doesn't really appear in any of them, so which is nice. It makes it easier for me.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a Spider-Man or like Wolverine or something, that would be very hard.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, you got to start with 1966 Donruss and that sealed box of that last for $12K. So,
wow.
Yeah, I'm happy to have a ripped single pack.
Man, how good is that Scarlet Spider?
It's a wonderful Scarlet Spider.
This artwork's just amazing.
It's setting the bar really high for when Platinum comes out. The original art in this is really setting the bar high.
Platinum and then Fleer Ultra Wolverine. I mean, I think when people see this and they're like, oh yeah, well, this is kind of cute, Midnight Suns, and they're like, oh wow, I'm enjoying this. And then you start thinking about what Fleer Ultra Wolverine, and because I think we can say universally we were let down with Fleer Ultra Avengers. Maybe there's exceptions out there, but it was generally a letdown for me.
So this is the World War Hulk storyline. It's where he faces the Hulk, and Doctor Strange talks to I think it's Doom and a couple other ones, and say that do you think like Ghost Rider has a chance? And he says if the Hulk kills any innocent, then Ghost Rider can't be stopped. But since he didn't kill any innocent, Ghost Rider was just destroyed by World War Hulk. Nightmare. That's awesome.
Would it be his pentant stare that would be the thing that would stop the Hulk if he had killed anybody innocent?
Yeah. It's because that's Ghost Rider's most powerful weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, I think it just seems like that would actually work on everybody. We all suck.
The QC on the base cards in these inserts has been better than on the medallions.
Oh, the medallions I noticed get a little bit of an issue, but like the base cards and everything, I think with the medallions there's like a little chipping I've noticed like on the top.
Well, do you think it's the ones that have more of the matted foiling versus the rainbow foiling?
Yeah.
The rainbow foilings that I've seen have looked really good, pretty clean. But the matted, it's because especially since it's red and purple, like it shows up immediately.
Have you noticed those two bumps at the top of the silver medallions that are somewhat consistent from Fleer Ultra Avengers as well? I believe it's it's a very consistent production error. William, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah, you could see like
that's
a lot
right.
of them
Bingo.
right up there. Yeah.
A lot of my medallions had that as well.
And then I'll show you guys one more thing real quick. So the golds, it's more of a rainbow foiling I've noticed than just pure gold like Avengers was.
Yeah, it looks like it on camera. The rainbow really comes through on camera.
Yeah, in person, if you pull one, it's very, very.
Great.
Yeah. They have a real big rainbow foil, and those ultra abilities, man, those are so awesome too.
They are. I wish there was like either a variant that's short printed or part of it. Yeah, there she is. That I just love it. I'm speechless.
Beauty.
But that's just so well designed.
Yeah. And they'll be in Fleer Ultra Wolverine, won't they? I thought they would.
I haven't seen the checklist for Fleer Ultra Wolverine.
Yeah.
But it might be on the cell sheet.
I think it's on the cell sheet. Yeah. I think.
I can pull that up.
There's Blackheart.
Nice.
I want, before we get another Fleer Ultra Spider-Man or Fleer Ultra X-Men set, I would like to see a Fleer Ultra symbiote set.
Cool idea.
I think that'd be fun.
A really cool idea.
Especially if they allow the artists to play around with maybe even making some characters a symbiote, even though they're not,
I've seen some sketch cards lately where people have been doing that, and that's a great idea. I love it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you go.
What we got there?
This is the Spellcrafter stories. It's nice.
Very nice. Very, very nice. How many are there to complete that insert set?
I think there's 15 or 20. I think because it goes through like basically like everybody's. It's just like comic like panels basically from the comics. And then I don't know if you guys knew this, but Blackout is the grandson of Lilith, which is like the main villain in the Midnight Sun storyline. Okay.
There's a medallion.
Yeah, see, there you go. Little roll markers right there. Yep.
Yeah. But it's so interesting how consistent that is.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if it's maybe when they rolled it or when they were cutting sheets or however they do these thick ones. Maybe it's always this, it's always like the same. I don't know. Baron Skullfire. That's cool. Damien Hellstrom.
That's a cool card. I like that card a lot.
Yeah, the Ultra abilities are on here. They show the Wolverine and the Archangel. And then there's one on the box too.
There you go, Bianchi's Doctor Strange.
Good. So good.
I need this for the base set, so that's nice.
They show the Colossus on the box.
This is the only insert that I'm not like huge fan of.
If you can even pronounce it.
What is it? The magical artifacts.
Yeah. Sometimes you've got to wonder, like, what was going on in the boardroom when this decision was made to call this?
Logical.
Yeah.
You should have seen me trying to read it in a dark restaurant, and that's the other thing. Depending on your lighting, when you're on camera, seeing the name is actually kind of tough because you got to hit the light for you to read it.
Victoria Montesi. She's important. Like her family protected the Darkhold from like Lilith and like the demons and stuff.
Oh wow!
So she's important.
Sorry.
No, you're good.
Do you think the MCU is gonna, like do a true kind of supernatural telling, and based around the characters and storyline?
I hope so. I'm not. We'll see, because I don't know how like dark they're gonna go. Like Werewolf by Night was pretty dark. I was surprised like how dark they made it. So they could go that way. What I really want to happen is, so like when they're doing these Marvel spotlights on Disney Plus, just like have it where like it's an hour of like their origin and that's it, and then put them in a movie, because then that'll give you, okay, this is what this character is. This is how we're gonna tell the story of Blade or whoever, and then put them straight into a movie, and there you go. I think that's how it should work. Gotcha. Use Disney Plus as much as possible. Iron Fist. But yeah, I hope they do it. There's a green Carnage. It's nice.
That's a nice Carnage card. It's been fun watching a lot of these boxes get open. It seems like there's been a pretty good mix of what everybody's getting. I mean, from autos to comic clippings, like the hits have been distributed well.
Yeah. Ooh, Scarecrow. Need that.
Nice.
It's nice. Yeah, these are really nice. I like these. There's a Blade one in here I need to get to eventually. I pulled the Man-Thing one.
Yeah, I saw that. That's awesome.
Yeah. That's his first cover appearance and his second full appearance. That's Howard Duck's first appearance in comics.
The Howard the Duck card in this is really good.
Yeah, so good.
It's really
Also
good.
Bloodstone. That's cool.
And you saw the 1 of 1 was pulled for Howard the Duck?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, these are so nice. These are really nice. I noticed the problem though with these is you could even tell like just out of the pack, like they're scratching and all that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're very, very sensitive. Like the white, what they used or whatever, the foiling's very sensitive.
Those cards kind of remind me of the Exquisites from Marvel Gems.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Good point.
Oh, Hannibal King. That's Ryan Reynolds' character in Blade Trinity.
Yeah.
There it is on cue. Howard the Duck.
Speak of the devil.
Yeah. Like I said, if his artwork looks like Mark Teixeira, big time. He reminds
Do you
me
remember
of
Howard the Duck the movie?
Yeah.
Didn't like the creature have like this kind of tongue thing that like come out of his mouth like that in the movie?
Yeah, it was like the doctor or whatever,
Yeah.
or the scientist. Yeah, I think it's like a play on that.
I haven't seen that movie in 20 years.
Well, that's about the only thing I remember out of it. So
Yeah. There he is. Oh, and I needed a green. Yes.
Nice. Good pull, buddy.
That looks so good.
You know, I was talking to last night on Josh's channel. The funniest part with this is that Ted, you know, in the Werewolf by Night, he was called Ted. Well, in the comics, his character is Ted Sallis. So it's like it was like a play. I think it was like a play on his character, you know, his character in comics, which is cool. There's Hannibal King. Those are so nice. I think we have a gold.
Yeah, I see.
Oh boy.
I see it peeking out there. Come on,
I think we have a gold.
Be a great one.
Dracula. Yes.
Oh,
Nice.
Yes.
Oh, man. Right on.
I wanted this. I want to get this in a red. I think.
Oh wow, yeah, that would be great. Our black opal.
Yes.
1 of 1.
Man, that's awesome.
Dude, congratulations.
Oh man. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for having me on. It's so much fun just ripping with people.
I'm so glad you were available to do this tonight. This is exactly what I wanted to do, is have character collectors on ripping the box that like was designed for them.
Yeah, that's so good.
Because Lucas Cross, he's a vampire hunter like Blade.
Oh really?
Yep. DQ. Scarecrow. That's cool. I pulled an orange at 25 of Scarecrow. I got a blue.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, these blues are nice.
The blues are nice. I got a blue today, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Sabretooth blue.
And he did this for the set, so that's nice. Yeah, these are cool. There's 9 of these.
How do you like the thick cardstock versus the 35 point or 25 point, whatever the normal one is?
I like it. It makes it feel more premium, like a more, you know, premium set.
Yeah.
And I like it. And I also like the fact that if you are going to grade these, they're going to be a lot harder to get good grades, which I think is more, you know, it's smarter, because like getting, you know, a 9 or getting a 10 and 35 point. I mean, it's still hard, but it's not as, you know, it's not as easy as, you know, with this stuff. It's going to be extremely hard to get a 9 or a 10, which I do like about that.
I wish they never changed from 35 point. I wish they kept every single Marvel card ever that way, but that's just me.
Yeah.
I can't quite go that far. I would say that for base and bulk, I would like 35 point. It's tough on the binder, like really tough.
Man.
And when you're building a set like this one, which is what 90 cards plus, you got the subsets that are they land as inserts, but they're really like putting up a base set together. And if you want to add any parallel at all to it, the binder gets completely out of control when it's this thick.
Yeah.
But for inserts and chase cards, I like it. And I like it for some of the reason that William mentioned is that it does. I thought that was Sabretooth.
Actually, interestingly enough, sorry, which character we have there? It's
Werewolf by Night.
Okay, gotcha. Puma gets mixed up with Sabretooth a lot.
Yeah.
Even by the grading companies.
Oh, cool. But yeah, so for inserts like the medallions, like I'm all for it. Like I love that. But for the base cards, no, I wish it was 35 point.
Yeah.
I myself am a set collector, so the real estate that these take up, I still have them in boxes when they're thick cardstock. I haven't found a effective way to store them yet. It's just the binder size is outrageous. Yeah,
my masterpiece binder just got where I can't even zip it. I'm not even finished.
Right.
He's one of the original Night Stalkers. It's Eric Brooks, Blade, Frank Drake, and Hannibal King. And then there was 9 prophesied. Well, basically how it works is there was 9 prophesized to defeat Lilith, and it was Johnny Blade or Blaze, Danny Ketch, Morbius, all 3 of the Night Stalkers, Doctor Strange. Who are the 2 others? And there's 2 others, but they were all prophesized to beat. Then it's Victoria Montesi, and then Steve Buscemi, which he's in the Ultra abilities. But those were like the 9 prophesized to defeat Lilith. And the more followers she has, the more. There you go. Spidey hit.
Wow. Nice.
Good pull, my friend.
Those are nice. Oh, and I need this. There you go. I just completed the insert set of this.
Nice.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Oh, there he is.
What a card. That Wolverine card is just fire.
Yeah. It reminds me of Simon Beasley, who did a Lobo. Like his body and stuff reminds me of like how bulky he is, like Lobo.
I saw that Wolverine plate got pulled.
Yeah, the red.
Yeah, that's a nice plate. That was the only plate I've seen for this entire set so far.
There's a couple on eBay and auction. Are you
talking about the Wolverine that went to auction and sold for just under 900?
I think it went for less than that, but don't quote me on
like
it.
8 something.
There you go.
Something like that, but it was a nice plate, real nice plate.
Green Dorama Mill. That's pretty nice. It's nice art. Yeah, it's just there's not really a lot of I could say bad about the art really in base. That's for sure.
That's awesome.
I just really enjoy all this. This set's just it's awesome. There's Hannibal King. There you go. Yeah, this set's just amazing.
And I think, William, I overheard you saying in another stream that this is the first time that you've been opening hobby boxes.
Yeah, these are the first hobby boxes I've ever opened in Marvel.
So has this experience... Sorry.
No, you're good. Yeah, this experience is amazing. There you go.
Right on. Do you see yourself opening boxes moving forward with other products that come out? Has this been an experience you want to repeat?
I think so. It's fun just doing it with everybody. It's so much fun, like doing it with you guys, doing it with Josh. Saturday we got that big old box, break party with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just gonna be fun. This right here, this panel, is probably one of my favorites from the set. You got Vengeance and Danny Ketch Ghost Rider.
I love artwork that involves fire, especially when it's done by a good painter. There's an ability to make light just look so good, right? It's amazing.
We got one of the booklets.
Yes.
Now, let's see. I pulled one already. Let's see.
Is that Clea?
Might be, yes. Only problem is, oh no, it's the Shadow Queen.
Okay.
The only problem is they don't really like tell you the character. Like, I wish that they just put like a little text or something about like who the character is.
I've noticed that every time one gets pulled, there's this pause where everyone scrambles through their brain to try to figure out
who it is. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there is, but I don't know if there's a Ghost Rider one. I know there's a Doctor Strange one that has his 6 arms. There's Lilith. Yeah. There you go. Morgan Le Fay. We got Rachel Van Helsing. This reminds me of Bill Sienkiewicz artwork, kind of. Just like very abstract. Got a green. We got Crimson Bands of Sidorak. I believe that's the same thing that Juggernaut, like his it's like because Sidorak's like the demon. That's how he gets his abilities.
Yeah, that's Thanos that weaved that into chains to keep Hulk like a pet?
Yeah.
Put it around his neck.
Yeah, that was actually in the one where the storyline with Cosmic Ghost Rider, where Thanos destroys everybody.
Yeah, it was Thor's storyline. What was it? I can't remember.
It was Damian Hellstrom. It's nice. But yeah, those are it's because I know Thanos 13 is the first appearance of Ghost Rider or of Cosmic Ghost Rider. I know that.
What a stack of cards you get out of a box here, eh? Like speaking of the real estate it takes up. Yeah.
It takes a that's the only bad part is it takes up a lot of real estate.
There you go.
There you go. Spidey hit.
Spidey hit, yep.
This reminds me of kind of like a Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, very, very like heroic, pretty much, like that's the thing with like these that's what's nice. Like this artwork's so dark, and like Avengers was so like.
Hey, keep that pulled up if you don't mind.
Yeah.
And then, so that's the Ash sketch that I'm referring to.
Oh, you're so right.
Definitely, yeah.
You're so right.
And then I'm gonna show you one more. If you pull it, is that gonna hold on? The phone auto brightens.
Oh, the Darkhold Dwarf. Okay.
Yeah.
Very, very similar. They were using a similar reference.
Yeah, I can't really find any like bad artwork really in this base set. It's just so good.
Yeah.
So, some of these cards remind me of a 90s set of I think it was Vampirus or something like that. I want to say it was done by Boris. It was kind of in that fantasy art era, and some of these images really remind me of that. You go deep diving on eBay, you might find some of those sets by Boris.
Then we got a medallion, Black Panther base medallion.
Very nice.
Yeah, see, there you go. It's a little.
It's so consistent. Right, it's so consistent. The QC issue with
it's pretty much just right there too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's it for this box,
dude. Good box.
Yes.
That was fun.
Yeah, very good box.
Those golds look so rainbowish, it's yeah, that's really neat. Thanks so much for sharing that box with us. I really appreciate you opening one with us.
Oh yeah, man. So much fun.
Yeah, this has been great. So I've seen a few of these boxes get open lately on Whatnot, and people have been pulling all sorts of stuff, and it's interesting finding out the characters that people are collecting. So in the chat, feel free to drop characters from this set that are, unique to this set that you're after, and let us know. Before we get going too much farther, I wanted to just acknowledge an accomplishment of Justin's that came up today, where the Spidey Hits channel has reached 1 million views. And so just a huge congratulations to you, Justin. Maybe you want to touch on that a little bit.
Well, yeah, first of all, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
To think that a Marvel card channel would get 1 million views, or, especially something that, for the Spidey Hits channel, just really humbling. And, I'm excited, that it reached that milestone. It's when I started the channel, my wife, kind of snickered and was like, are you going to embarrass me? Like, is this going to, you're going to taint our family name kind of thing. And then to fast forward now, 3 years later, and to see the community and the fun and all of it that the Spidey Hits channel gets to be a part of. It's not it's, to be connected to. It's really great. And 1 million views is a lot to think about the amount of, people who have clicked on it and, hopefully enjoyed it, and maybe even if they didn't, but, still to think that it's had that many views is really kind of crazy. And I hope that it's also serves everyone else who's wanting to make YouTube content, especially around Marvel cards, to inspire you to just keep doing it. Just put in the work. I always like to say the content that the world needs is your content, like the content for you that you want to make. Well, you don't have to do it the way someone else does it. And you just kind of just have to trust it, and see where it goes. And so here we are, 1 million views, and who knows where we'll head next.
I think about you having 1 million views and the amount of people that it's inspired to do exactly what you just said, is to make more content about Marvel cards and to share their experience with it. I think that's a real service of your channel, is bringing people into the light that want to continue to participate. Super cool.
I appreciate you saying that, because I do at times kind of feel like, if in real estate you have a surveyor, right? And a surveyor, sometimes the original surveyors, like, they were the first ones to kind of charge the path, or to cut a line, as they call it. But somebody had to do it the first time.
Yes.
And then the second time the path was kind of already there, and,
yes.
And then they were able to do it better and improve. And so sometimes I feel like I'm just kind of chopping up the weeds. Like,
yeah,
maybe there's a way here to do it. And, but I'm happy to do that and keep grinding in that way. And, like I said, if it inspires others, great. I pray anyone goes, well, if he could do it, I can do it. The answer is that's exactly right. If I can do it, anyone can do it.
We really appreciate the content that you put out. I love the content. I love watching box breaks on your channel. And I'm really grateful that you could join us today to do this.
Absolutely. Thank you. That really means a lot. Thank you. That's why I keep doing it. So
please keep doing it.
Yeah.
On that note, let's break another box. I'm going to open up a box.
Ooh, I like that rainbow you got there. Man.
So this is what's going on. We got my lighting's a little bit off tonight, but so Fleer Ultra X-Men 94 was the first set. I've got a box of it back here, which I've been sitting on for a while, and then this is my Sabretooth Rainbow that I have from this set, and this one's an auto. There's supposed to be 3 inserts for this.
Yeah, I can say, like, I don't remember a fourth, but you kind of created a fourth parallel.
That's right. And, interestingly enough that you mentioned that, I don't think my light's good enough to be able to tell. These are supposed to be the same card.
Well, they're not.
And they're not. So the other one's a silver, the other one's a gold. And then there are these two. And this is a bit of a mystery I've been trying to solve recently. I've bought a few of these in hopes of landing more of the blues, but I don't have an answer for you on that. I don't actually know what's going on here.
If more of the cards are like the one on the right, the lighter color, then it makes the blue stand out. But if the blue is the one there is more of, then you think, well, that one's the one on the right just sun faded,
So I asked a couple of people that I've had this conversation with a few of them, and we all agree that this is definitely not sun faded.
No, I agree. The blue's not.
The blue is not, and the green is not. Yeah, so I don't know what card it is, but I'm going to find out. I have a couple of them that I found on ComC, and I can't wait to get. I'm doing a little bit of investigative reporting on that one. But
that's cool.
So which brings us to Fleer Ultra Midnight Suns. This is my first box of opening this. I really don't think that you can pass judgment on a set until you've handled it, until you've opened it and you've enjoyed it. So for me, I'm not a Midnight Suns
By the way,
collector.
big statement, what you just said. It is so true.
Yeah.
So true.
Right. Back me up on that. I really do think that's it's like if you're into muscle cars, you can have an opinion on muscle cars all you want, but until you own one, it's going to be really hard for you to have an honest opinion about it.
It doesn't invalidate your opinion, but you know, it's hard to take it as seriously. At least for me personally, I'm like, I can kind of judge like a sales sheet, you know, or even watching you guys, but until I have that experience myself and hold the cards myself, it's really difficult.
So, you know, I've talked about this. The biggest thing with this set is you're probably not going to make your money back, you know, and don't like especially with boxes, like a lot of people go in thinking they're going to make money back. More than likely they're not. And the biggest thing too is this set is more about the lore of the characters. It's about the story. It's about, you know, it's about all that. Like there are really good artwork, you know, all that stuff. But I think a lot of it is to do with the lore. You know, it's to do with the story. And that's what makes this set so amazing, I think, is what's different from a lot of other sets. Because, you know, like with Wolverine, you know, a lot of people are relying on Wolverines. But with
have you seen the case price for Wolverine already?
Yeah. It's already
$3,000.
Yeah. So that's one thing I do like.
You can still get this for $2,000. So.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. There's a lot of people are ripping it, but you know, a lot of people aren't going to make all their money back on these boxes.
You know, on that point, William, I'm going to tell you this right now. I have never sold a card. I have never sold a card. I like to picture when people think about investing, going into their financial advisor and being like, you know what? I'd like to pull my 401k. I'm thinking of investing in Marvel and just being shunned out the door, you know? So on that note, let's open this up and let's have some fun with it.
Yeah. And that's the thing too. Like I've spent probably, I think I've got 17 boxes so far, and I am not planning on selling any of this stuff. I mean, I'm going to give it to like some of the people that I know that, you know, couldn't afford boxes or, you know, all that. I'm going to help them out with like their base and stuff like that. But I have no plans of making any money on any of this stuff.
Well,
okay.
Unless you're you know, very wealthy.
Yeah.
Being a Peter Parker Spider-Man collector, you better sell something.
Yeah, that's right, Justin. Absolutely. And when you're a Sabretooth collector, the cards are cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they don't try to make every one of them, you know, a top insert either.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't see how you do it sometimes, Justin, with like Spider-Man. It's
well, the first thing is I just understand that I'm never going to be a master collector of Spider-Man.
Yeah.
There's too many cards, number one. And it's just too expensive. Number two, I kind of have to operate out of the belief that if it's meant for me, it'll come to me.
Yeah.
And, you know, it comes and it goes, and one creates another, you know, like that's just the way it is. If I had the thought that I was going to keep every Spider-Man card ever, like, well, I would be bankrupt. Like,
yeah.
Oh boy.
Dude, an early one too.
First pack magic. Right on. Well, that's exactly what I was going for in this whole box. So thank you for joining, everybody. And no, I'm just kidding. That's exactly what I wanted out of this, was a Ghost Rider comic cut. And there you go. Pack one.
Is that Mimic and Iceman? Ghost Rider and Iceman in the same room? That's an interesting combination.
Wow, that's that's awesome.
That should be Johnny Blaze. Yeah, Champions. Yeah, that should be Johnny Blaze.
Wow. I am so pleased to pull that right now.
That's awesome, dude.
I noticed comic cuts are coming like more frequent. That's what I've noticed.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice.
I am very happy with that. Well, I guess I'll keep going. So just like you, William, I didn't open a lot of hobby boxes as a kid. I'm a set collector. I have 75 sets in binders. And I only in the last couple of years started ripping packs and enjoying opening boxes. And now I'm hooked. I love doing it. Nice little blade base there. So this is Doctor Strange's dog.
Yeah.
It is.
So he becomes a vet for a little bit, and his dog passes away. And then when he becomes magical again, he brings back to life as a ghost.
A vision medallion.
That feels like a selfish use of magic.
Yeah. I guess he just didn't want to be alone, I guess. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of.
You got to say it.
Well, I can't. I can barely pronounce names. Madrigal.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This makes me feel like I'm in like English class in grade 10 having to read in front of the class. Like I just give up. I can't do that, you know. I don't know what the odds are on greens. Are you supposed to pull a lot of greens in these?
You're supposed to pull one every 2 packs.
Okay. I thought that was comic clippings. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Siri.
All right. These are cool. Oh, another. What do we got here? Green.
Yeah.
What is this? Is this
Beta Ray Bill?
Yeah, that's Suitor's sword.
Nice. I got a medallion under here that looks like a good one.
Ooh.
Cool.
That's the storyline I was telling you about where
Danny Ketch becomes
Death Rider. Yeah, so that was on 2019 or 2020 Marvel Annual card. But that's what he looks like in the comics where he becomes the King of Hell. And so he has like right where his horns are, there is a kind of like a crown. Okay,
gotcha. Thanks so much for filling in the commentary here on these. Like, it's so nice to get this this background info. You know what? I'll tell you this: as someone opening up their first box of this, I am already having a lot of fun. I'm already really enjoying this set. Maybe it's because a comic clipping popped right out, but like I am really having a good time here. This is super cool.
That blade's so awesome.
I just feel like this is one of the characters they had to get right.
Yes.
In this set and in this card, and I think they just nailed it.
See, I was hoping, I was talking to Free Comics about this. I was hoping one of them, because there was 2 blades on checklist. Mm-hmm. I was hoping one of them was Switchblade. Which Switchblade blade is basically like a blade, reads like the Darkhold, and he becomes like the Spirit of Vengeance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another thing I would love to hit is an auto. And I probably am not going to, since I got a comic.
Just notice like the fire is more like her hair going down and then up.
Yeah.
These are cool.
Yeah, she's the only female Ghost Rider, and she's from like society that actually trained to become a Ghost Rider. Now that's awesome. So people are saying like this looks like a dark elf or it looks like Noel, but that's Dracula.
Nice.
It's definitely Dracula, but I can see where they're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is this?
Those are the Ultra Shades. So Andre Meister did all the Ultra Shades. It's basically like a big art card.
Well, and what number was that one on the back? Like in the sequence? Number 18?
18.
Is that the first short print? Is it start in 19?
It's either 18 or 19.
Yeah.
Could you confirm that for me?
I can't.
Thank you.
Which auto did you want to hit? I wanted to ask you that.
Simone Bianchi. Like, if this was autographed, this stream would be over right now. I'd be running around in this room. Game over. Yeah, I really like. I'm not only a fan of Simone Bianchi's art. I think he has one of the best signatures in the game.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. I'm a big Joe Jusko fan. I have some really cool Joe Jusko autos, but Simone Bianchi is like, he's way up there. What am I doing here? Making a mess.
Yeah, there you go. There he is, Darkhold Dwarf.
I see what you're saying, Justin, with that image that you had up on screen before about the similarity.
It's very similar.
He like entices people. He kind of does the same thing Mephisto does. He like pretends to be somebody else to get what
I got a weird card here. What is this?
That's the Hellfire. And Morbius. That's nice.
Nice.
Morbius.
Good job.
He's very big part of the Midnight Suns too, because he's like the fourth captain of the Midnight Suns.
Interesting.
Oh.
That's a neat image.
Yeah. It was Morbius Blackout.
This storyline is so new to me that I'm enjoying these cards even more because everything is a surprise, really.
Yeah.
Very cool.
No, it's the storyline's very big part of Marvel too, because you got the Darkhold, which pretty much like every magical being, like every like demon or demonic entity from the Darkhold is based off that. It's very
Gotcha.
like it's a very big part.
Have you pulled a sketch yet?
I haven't. No, I've opened. Well, now I opened 5. Well, actually, I've opened 6. I opened this one because I opened one with Josh yesterday, and he pulled me that Comic Cut auto. So far, I've had 2 Comic Cut autos. I pulled out of 5 boxes.
Okay.
Chat says it starts at number 19.
Okay.
I would verify that for you, but there's finally the website pops up.
But no, I have not pulled a sketch yet. I haven't seen too many of them actually pulled.
I really like this image. This almost reminds me of a variant cover card in Masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. I think that looks really, really tight.
Yeah, those are all like the horror. And that is the actual spirit of vengeance itself, Zathras is.
This one here?
Yep. He was an angel of justice, and then Mephisto like brainwashed him, and he became the spirit of vengeance. And so like every Ghost Rider has like part of his essence in his soul, and that's how they create Ghost Riders.
Interesting. How do you feel about Nicolas Cage playing Ghost Rider?
I loved it. It's just nostalgia for me because like that's my favorite card, but it's nostalgia for me because that was like one of the first Marvel movies my dad ever took me to. So
nice.
Oh, cosmic, so nice.
That's a cool green. I like that. Like that a lot.
Yeah, and that's the Punisher. That's what the skull is.
Here? I'm not familiar with this character.
Morgan Le Fay. Yeah, she's a big part in the Darkhold. She was like one of the first Midnight Suns.
Oh, Wolverine and Blade.
It's nice.
Really enjoying these. These are cool. I'm going to probably do what I do with most sets and do a base set of these and a medallion set.
Yeah.
I'm obviously going to go for the rainbow on Sabretooth. But something I found in Allegiance Avengers, I really enjoyed the comic cuts and the autos, and I ended up anything I pulled out of a box I kept in my little binder. So once I get my my base and medallions out of these, I'll probably keep trying to grab a few little comic cuts and stuff.
What is that?
I don't know.
So
really?
that is one of Man-Thing's only villains that actually faces Man-Thing, and that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Plant Eater.
Yes. Basically, he eats souls. He can he sucks the soul out of like beings and stuff.
Man, this is a dark set, eh? Like this is on some it's an interesting storyline. I really like this card. Johnny Blaze, what's up?
I love it.
So good, eh?
Wong.
This is a great Wong too. It's like something out of Scary Tales of the Dark, something like that when you were a kid.
I love that they didn't ruin the backgrounds with putting in the green foiling and the silver like happened in Avengers. I mean, that was
and might happen with Fleur Ultra Wolverine.
Yeah. But the big claw. See, what I always thought they should do with the base, just put the Midnight Suns and put the name, and that's it. And then do the parallels to have the different stuff in the parallels. Because just do the base, as base as you can, just so you can see the art. And if you want to do the parallels, you can put those in there. Blackheart, man, that's so nice.
It's a cool card.
Yeah, that's the son of Mephisto.
Okay.
He was the villain in the Ghost Rider movie.
Wait, I thought Daniel Hellstrom.
No. Hellstrom's just he's a son of a Hell Lord, but he's not the son of Mephisto.
Okay.
So there's like, yeah.
I haven't seen that one.
Yep. That's on the 50th anniversary Ghost Rider comic. Is
that Clayton Crane? Who is that?
No.
This Spirit of Vengeance, Johnny Blaze.
It's not Clayton Crane. I just looked it up not too long ago. But yeah, it's not Clayton Crane.
Doesn't say on the back. I'd like to point out how challenging it is to paint motorcycles and chains. Like all of the hardest stuff to possibly do with paint is in this set. Like it's just acknowledgement to how difficult that must be, you know? Yeah. Oh man, that's funny. Awesome. These are great packs to rip. Super fun. If anyone out there is thinking about, should I get a box? I was thinking the same thing, and I highly recommend you get a box and open these. And
definitely get a box and just sell me all the Ghost Riders.
Right? There you go.
Please hit me up on the ones you need. Like I said, I'm going to open 2 cases for me, and then the third case, I think 9 of the boxes are for other people.
Yeah.
I loved that thing you posted, Justin, of the Kung Fu guy breaking all those things, and it was like me breaking boxes. I'm like, for real. For real.
Daniel Drum. That's Dr. Voodoo. That's another version of Dr. Voodoo.
Okay.
Dr. Voodoo or Brother Voodoo?
Yeah, brother. Yeah, it's.
I think I've got the medallion here that the one I really like. This is a
Venom.
Yeah, just a fire medallion right there. I was really hoping to pull this one actually.
So who's the artist? It's not. Is it Larson or no?
It looks more Larson to me.
Yeah.
It's definitely not Bagley.
No. Robbie Reyes.
Man, these are cool cards.
Did you see the Marvel Legends Robbie Reyes?
Yes.
Kickstarter. Well, it's not a Kickstarter, but it's like Kickstarter. The HasLab crowdfunding.
Yeah.
Did you wish it would have got funded? Would you have backed it?
I would have gotten one. I love the car.
Yeah, I think if people could have seen it in person, they probably would have backed it. But it's what do you do? I saw it in New York, and I was like, I'm gonna back this. This is really cool.
Yeah.
So what do we got here? Another green Moon Knight.
That's nice Moon Knight.
It is a nice Moon Knight.
Nasty.
I've pulled a couple of cool Moon Knights in my box breaks. I pulled a numbered Moon Knight out of Allegiance. It was a nice card.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh, yeah. Is that one you need?
No, it's one I have. It's Frank Drake.
So this is part of the puzzle.
Yep. Yeah, it's
very cool.
That's the middle right.
Okay.
Oh, I've memorized the puzzle.
Oh, I can tell.
It's funny. The artist's name is Jason Alexander, like the same name for the Seinfeld actor.
There's a Spidey hit.
Yeah, it is.
It's Daredevil when he gets possessed.
Nice vintage lore. There's you, bro. Very fun.
Rantar. Yeah, it's nice.
So if you guys have seen me open up packs before, it's LastPackMagik. I usually keep the last pack just to get it out of the way.
I was going to ask you. I was going to wait till you open this one to ask you.
No, I'm not doing it. These ones, I enjoy doing that with the thin card stock. And what's cool about it is, like, Justin, you got to open up a QFX pack you've never opened before.
Yeah.
So it's fun doing that. But these ones, sets like this, I'm gonna open them.
So
you go right ahead.
So the 20th, we're doing that big box break. I'm going to give away a numbered and an auto because yesterday I gave away 3 packs and nobody pulled a auto or a numbered out of those packs. So Saturday, I'm going to give away a numbered and an auto out of these boxes.
Wow.
Nice. That's nice of you. I love this card.
Yeah.
This card is fire. No pun intended.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
And then there's that.
What do we have here?
Black Cat.
Cool. Black Cat. I'm going to tell you guys something about these medallion cards. I don't know how this is going to go over. I don't like the Sabretooth card. I do not think it was a good selection of comic book art for Sabretooth.
Is it because he's thinner?
Yeah, there's this funny range of Sabretooth characters. I've brought it up before. The 93 Marvel Universe Sabretooth is the perfect example. It is the skinny version of Sabretooth. I will never understand why they picked that character. It just doesn't make any sense to me. But I'm still collecting it. I'm still going through it. I got the purple medallion today.
Wouldn't you say the first appearance Sabretooth is more that than not?
No. So the first appearance Sabretooth in the comic books in 77, I just bought the comic book. I actually showed it yesterday in the live I did. It's a more muscular, it's definitely not like steroid Sabretooth, but it is definitely not I call him climbing Mount Everest Sabretooth.
Gotcha.
Where I think that I know exactly what you're saying. There's definitely some different body types. But the thin Sabretooth does not make sense. And I'm still collecting it, and I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing.
No. Look, my first time I saw Sabretooth was on X-Men the Animated Series. So if he doesn't resemble something like that, then
that's right.
He's not my Sabretooth.
That's right. And that's where I am familiar with Sabretooth from as well. Oh, a double of this. Funny. My first double of the whole
Speaking of just the kindness of the Lee Walls, they sent me a family Christmas card.
Really?
The creators of X-Men the Anime Series. But I just got it yesterday.
That's really interesting. Oh, there's your Spider-Gwen.
Yeah, isn't that so good?
That's really cool. They sent you a Christmas card. I love that.
Yeah, it's got their children on it and everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, last pack here, people.
Dude, best of luck.
LastPackMagik. I mean, the comic book has got to be the box hit, so I can't really be getting my hopes up.
Yeah, but you haven't hit your other numbered card though.
You should get a numbered. Yeah, you should get either you can get a colored medallion, or you can get a blue, an orange, out of the base. Yep.
Okay. Well, here we go. Let's get a numbered card or an auto.
It could be a hot box. Demo Goblin. That's cool. I talked about this before. That card or that image, that character is in 95 Marvel Metal, but they have him as Strange, not Paradox.
Well, but there was a time where Strange didn't have a face. Like he
basically what happens in the comics is that he gets split into in two pieces, and then he leaves. And then Paradox becomes Strange. Okay. And after a while, he is part of Lilith's Lillian. And the more followers she has, the more powerful she becomes.
Got you. She just needs multiple men to follow her.
Pretty much. I
can just power her up right there. Huh? There's your orange.
There it is at 25.
Wow. Okay. And I love that you guys called it. I love that I asked. That's it's really cool. So what do we have here?
Got Robbie Reyes
on there, don't you?
Yeah, you got Robbie Reyes. I think this is the series where the Hulk actually at one point becomes the Spirit of Vengeance.
Let's just take a minute and look at the comment here from my boy Full Metal Jacket. Free comic education from William today. For real. That is the comment of the chat. That is so true. And we're so grateful that William could come out and school us on this set. It's been a huge help.
I really appreciate you guys. This is just so much fun. This set's just so awesome.
Well, when you bring the card to life, it makes you appreciate it more.
Yeah,
it really does. It's so true. It's nice to have that commentary. Out of 25, very cool. So numbered card and a comic clipping.
And I love that they're using that Fleer logo.
Yeah. Well, that was a really fun box. I'm just going to really quickly show this comic clipping again. I love that we got it in the first pack. I feel kind of
first pack and LastPackMagik. Right.
Yeah, there you go. Absolutely. I didn't even shuffle the packs, it was straight out of the box like that. But these comic clippings are super cool. I love being able to look at the clipping and seeing how vintage it is with the dots.
Yeah.
Sometimes when you get a comic clipping, I actually brought one to just make a little comparison. I pulled this comic clipping auto out of Allegiance, and it is definitely not an old comic. Like it is it is a very different page. I think that these look really sharp, but I appreciate these more for the vintage of them and for the actual clipping. If that makes sense to you guys.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I got this one to show you too. This is the one from here. Let me switch my camera. It'll be easier. It's from 74.
So cool.
Yeah, you can see how vintage. I know what you mean. Like, even the page looks vintage too, which is nice.
Yeah. Really, really cool. Anything else that you guys want to talk about this set? Is there any specific mention or anything we want to cover?
I think it's worth mentioning how few sketches are pulled. I know you asked if we pulled them, but I mean, I'd have to see if I can pull the odds on that. But man, I haven't seen many.
They seem far in between for sure. Like they don't seem like they're popping up that much.
I think after Masterpieces,
one per case, 1 in 144 packs, so 1 per case.
So Masterpieces had a lot more sketches in them, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Well, less compared to historical modern masterpieces, but more compared to recent releases for sure.
Right. So my point with that is that I think it's pretty obvious that they're attempting to make sketches more rare. There's a rarity that's going to be coming about with sketches, and I think that's a good thing.
Yeah, I think to your point, it's a combination of larger print runs without growing the sketch card community, the artists enough to scale at the same level of print runs. And then as the hobby grows, to be able to create that amount of sketches is going to be
impossible.
Be difficult because the process of figuring out who the artists are going to be, getting them signed contracts, they have to negotiate each one of the deals, how many APs versus how many sketches. So you got to touch all the artists that way. And then they got to submit and get the sketches approved, get them mailed in, and then get them delivered and get them in the pack. Like it's a lot of work, right?
Yes.
And so as the hobby, if it grows, I'm not saying it will, but if it grows and the print run grows, it's going to be difficult for the sketches to grow at the same scale. I know Star Wars does it. Maybe they can figure it out, but I think I think right now the understanding is if you want sketches, it's actually probably a good time to buy them because prices probably haven't adjusted to that reality.
Yeah. I agree. William, you want to let us know what's your thoughts on sketches? How you feel about sketches? And be honest. There's no judgments passed here. Let us know your honest opinion.
I like them. I mean, I'm not really a huge sketch person because I think a lot of it has to do with, for like 6 or 7 years, I did sports. So, sketches just aren't like a big thing. It's more of the base card or like parallels and stuff like that. And I'm not even a huge parallel person. I'm more of the art. And that's the reason I went towards just doing Marvel completely is because of the art. Because, I love the art, and sketches are very, they're very significant, but I'm not going to go out of my way and, spend like thousands of dollars on sketches. You know what I mean? Like I'm at the same point of Justin is if it comes to me, I'll get it. If it doesn't, it is what it is. And I mean, that's the smartest way to do it. Cause I mean, I ain't rich. I don't have like thousands of dollars to spend like that. So
the reason I ask people how they feel about sketches is that it seems like there's a few worlds of sketches. There are people that are so knowledgeable about them and really collect them aggressively. There are people who dabble in them, and like you were just saying, if they come your way, you grab them.
Yeah.
For myself with sketches, as a set collector, that's how I finish a set. So when I get my full base set and I get a couple of insert sets and I feel as though I'm done, I get a sketch to say I am really done now. And for me, it feels great. Like for Fleer Ultra Avengers, I had no dog in that fight, but I got a Sabretooth sketch out of it. So it was a way for me to get my character out of that set. And there's Marvel Allegiance. I did a Recyclops rainbow. But the sketch that I got to finish it all off was a Sabretooth one. Anime, I had a cool Sabretooth rainbow going, and I finished it off with a sketch. And I think it's a great way if you're a set collector to polish off a set.
Yeah, I think you just like really spoke to what makes Marvel pretty special, and the fact that you can be really eclectic in the way that you collect. You can structure and model it, design it, engineer it, fashion it in the way that like fits the way you like to collect.
Yes.
And there's not this, you have to be this certain way. And when you think about, sketches, if you're the kind of person that it takes like that really deep, niche knowledge to truly do it, then that can really speak to you, because there is a huge learning curve for Marvel in general, but specifically for sketches, in my opinion. So, and I think that does speak to a lot of people. And the modern, how do I say this? From 97 to 2021, sketches in a lot of ways drove the hobby. And
interesting.
Tight, small circle. That was like the thing that really fueled a lot of that. And that changed after 2021 because the money began to chase other things, not sketches, right? And Upper Deck has responded to that in the way they build the sets. They see sketches giving value, but not to the level that a 1 of 1 or green out of 10, kind of situation will. So, but overall, I think sketches are important. I think it's still a great fun hit, when you're opening up the product. I think it is something that as people come into the hobby, they do appreciate, from the outside coming in. They say, oh, wow, you pulled it. They like to call it a 1 of 1. It says it on the back, but we kind of make fun of that once you realize, like, of course it's a 1 of 1. They just sketched it on the card, right? But that reality, that you can pull an original art out of a pack is a lot of fun.
Agreed completely. So I started collecting Marvel again after my youth. In 2012, I started putting my sets back together and really going after all my 90s sets. I was not aware of sketch cards until very late in the game. And it's surprising because after all of that time of putting sets together, you think I would have stumbled across sketch cards. I never did. I did not at all.
Sketches is what kept me from getting back into modern collecting, because I just could not wrap my head around it. I would stumble into a group or see something, and I just like, I don't know. How do you know who's the best? And I'm like a lot of other people who, when you get into something and you call it a collectible, you immediately think value. It's hard not to think that.
Yeah.
So when I couldn't understand how to attribute value to this one and not that one, when that one clearly looks better, like
interesting.
It just was paralyzing for me. So I don't have a time frame, but it was a while where I would be like, I just can't get back into Marvel cards yet. And it really wasn't until PSA grading Marvel cards, which made it easier to understand, because it had a PSA 10. So it's, in the world of value, people gravitate to the thing that they most easily understand. That's why price is a big factor that people use, even though it may not be the best way to measure something. And so to me, that's why it was the Marvel space began to grow rather quickly, is because grading made it understandable. The sketches has a huge learning curve.
I'd like to point out with sketches, I find in Marvel how diplomatic people navigate the language of saying, rather than saying this is a terrible sketch. People I've noticed are very good about saying, I'm not a fan of this sketch, but I'm not sure what they were going for here. So I love how it's an art fan based community, and instead of just being overly opinionated about something, people can be very diplomatic about it.
You say that, and then I'm on video with Simone, and he pulls what is a terrible sketch, and he just rips it a new one. And it's like, if Simone rips it, then of course he's earned the right to do so. As an incredible artist, has put in the time and the work and the effort and the skill and all that stuff. But
as an artist, when you're an artist, so for myself, I'm a landscape artist. I do oil painting. Yeah. When you've been doing it a very long time, criticism has been thrown your way as a javelin, not as a polite criticism. So when you're an artist and you're jaded and you've been doing it and you've been hurt by criticisms and input from the public, absolutely you can throw your thing out there. If you doodle on the phone and it's a stick man, I think that you have to be a little bit more diplomatic about your conversations about artwork that exists out there. That's just my opinion on it.
It's funny because there was a few lives we did with a guy, you know, everybody I think knows him, but Scandell, Stephen Candell, and he pulls a sketch and it was not good. But he does art for a living. He literally is he creates live animation. So his whole world is building art that's attractive, that's, you know, properly you know, designed, you know. You know, when it comes to the structure of a human body and face and hair and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, you know what, this guy actually, it studies it. He's trained in it. He can criticize it better than I can.
He's educated to do so. And I agree. I'm right there with you about that.
Yep. Well, his brain just like misfires. Like when he sees it, it's like, it's not what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, that's right.
And I'm going, I wish I could just at least do that good.
So, William, if you pull any sketches, just out of curiosity, who would be the one character you're like, yes, I need that character?
Like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, probably that would be the guy.
Yeah. I've looked at some Blade sketches, but Cosmic, I think Cosmic would probably be it. I know people don't like the dome, like just like the dome head, but that's what he has to use to like breathe in space and stuff. So I do like it, but they also like, they've done it, especially in recent comics with, you know, Cosmic. They have it where now he just has flames just on his head. So I think Cosmic would be probably that's who I'd want, or Man Thing, you know, I mean, just my top three. That's kind of the way if I did pull a sketch, that's what I would want.
I'm really hoping that in all of the boxes that you're opening, I'm really hoping that you pull a sketch of one of your characters live, so I can see the look on your face, because, you know, I've never pulled a sketch, and I've never pulled a comic cut either. So like that initial shock really gets her. I've never pulled a sketch, and I have some really good sketches. But
that's also the biggest thing too. When at the comic cuts, I've never pulled comic cuts in my life, and so when I pulled that auto, it felt the world to me, because, you know, Andy Kubert's one of my favorite artists, period.
It's one of the best.
One of my favorite. And, you know, him and his brother were so big part of the Midnight Suns run. They're the ones that did the Midnight Suns. So it was very, very special to me. And it's Danny Ketch on the comic cut. Like it's an amazing set. I just say that.
Isn't it interesting in Marvel how many brother tag team artists there are? You know, the Hildebrands, like they're like, you know, couples like Julie Bell and Boris. Like, it's just interesting how it's such a body of work. It just makes so much sense to attack it with two people.
Mm-hmm.
So there's also one more thing I want to add before we leave. Let me switch this real quick. So if you're doing a base set, so far in 5 boxes, I am missing 15, 21, 22. So I'm missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cards. So I'm thinking out of 6 boxes, you should be able to complete a full base set.
Okay.
I got one more box.
But if you know,
you can trade your way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, you know, if people, and that's the thing too, like, I'm not doing any of the green set. I'll keep a couple, like I'll keep like the Cosmic, just a couple characters, but I'm not doing a full green set. So
yeah. I want to also. I'm sorry, Justin. Continue.
Yes, I was going to say I do want to do one parallel, and then the question is do the autos are out of 100?
Yes,
and that does make it possible to not like completely kill the bank to do over time a parallel set with the autos. So I think that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that's kind of my goal. Is I want to do all the Ghost Riders. There's 11 of them, and they're out of 100. So I don't think they're going to be too difficult.
William, I can tell you, I really hope what Graydon said happens for you, because pulling a really good sketch from a top artist of your character out of a pack is as it's as exhilarating as any other insert I've ever pulled. If you go back and watch, obviously being in the room with DeSantos and opening masterpieces, but when he pulls the Kakanakwa Spider-Man sketch for me,
wow,
because it's just incredible.
Yeah.
You kind of feel the impact of the sketch at that point.
Your excitement level on pulling cards at times, Justin, gets me through the day. I'm telling you, man, it gets me through the day. I love it. That green PMG, Doctor Strange. I loved that. That was amazing.
Well, I mean, look, I just want to be authentically in it.
Yes.
I'm not going to jump on the table and go crazy and be a nut. In fact, all right. So this is real talk for a second. I was so worried about people being critical about me being excited. Go watch my original videos. Watch me pull the double impact rogue out of masterpieces. A pack.
I have seen it.
400.
I have seen it.
I'm like trying to keep my excitement down because I don't want to be criticized about being overly excited because people will be critical of people who are trying to hype stuff to make it seem more than what it really is. But for me to pull that card out of a one pack that I paid $400 for was like huge. And it's the card to pull, And I finally was talking to a friend of mine locally named Brian Pullen. You guys, in fact, that was his green Doctor Strange that you're referring to that got pulled. Mm-hmm. This was two years ago, and he was like, "Man, just enjoy it. Like, don't worry about it. Just be yourself, and that can go either way. You're not happy about it, or you're happy about it. Like, it's okay." And I began to just enjoy it, and
I love it.
Yeah.
And one of the like having this conversation exactly about that in the service that the Spidey Hits channel has. People seeing this, hopefully, if they make content, don't want to feel bad about how excited they are. Yeah. I don't care particularly how I look when I get excited, but I am self-conscious of it after the fact. I'm like, did I show too much of myself then?
Well,
and
it's a great point. Loves comic cuts. He can be excited about a comic cut like you would be for, a 1-of-1 or a sketch or someone for a PMG or something. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm a printing plate person. If I pull a printing plate, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
Lose my mind.
Yeah. And then look, if you want to enjoy it, be more reserved. Like, that's okay too. Like,
totally. There are some very reserved people who pull and they're like, "Oh, I just pulled this amazing card," and I'm there losing it in the background.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. William, one last thing I just wanted to mention there. I love that you have your checklist written by hand. I'm the same way. I think that's so cool. I think that's so 90s, and I'm so down. I love it.
I think it makes it more. And the reason I did it too is like I thought about it, and I'm like, I could just go on, online and do it, but I like it. It's more personal for me. It's more personal for me to actually, write it out. And so what I did is, I did all the way to 100. I just wrote that first, and then every time I pulled it, I wrote the character down. So I know, and I was not, I'm going to pull this and then I'm going to mark it off. I did it this way. So how I'm going to do this way, and then whatever like doubles and stuff I have, then I'll help people who I know that are building out sets. I'm going to send like the base and stuff to them, what they need and stuff.
Love it. That pretty much wraps up the conversation I was hoping to have with you guys. That was so much good input. That was really, really fun. Thank you so much for joining. Like I said, until you get to open up one of these boxes, I don't think you get a full experience of it. And if you're on the fence about it, I highly recommend that you get yourself a box and rip one apart.
Yeah, it's fun. And we're not done because I got Saturday in the morning. I'm gonna do a box with Fausto at 10, about 10 a.m. on his channel. Yeah. And then on Josh's channel, Marvel Madness, where you have that big box break at about 9 p.m. Central. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a long, long break. A lot of people.
And where can people find you, William? If people want to get in touch with you and look at your collection, where's the best place for them to do so?
Probably Instagram.
And what's your Instagram?
It's William183 Johnson.
Awesome. It's on the screen there. Follow him, people.
And William, I'll be there if the wife allows Saturday night. I'll be on Josh's. I have one of his boxes. I want to open it for him on his channel, so I'm hoping to work that out.
Yeah, I have 6 right now. I know I'm going to open one with Fausto because we're gonna talk about the set and everything, and then I might open 5 or I might just open 4. I'm not sure yet. It's going to be very tempting not to keep one sealed, so I don't know.
Before we wrap it up, Justin, is there anything that you want to say to everybody?
Well, first of all, if you're not following Graydon, make sure that you're doing so. Just a great guy, great character collector, great ambassador of the hobby, man. It's been really awesome getting to know you for sure. And look, you know where to find me. Spidey Hits YouTube channel, Spidey Hits Instagram. If I can help you in any way, please let me know.
Awesome. You guys, thanks so much for coming out. Everybody in the chat, thanks so much for hanging out. Really appreciate you participating. We got 16 people watching. I appreciate every single one of you. And I hope as the winter gets a little bit colder, it gets a little bit warmer soon for everyone, and boxes start showing up and all that. We'll call it a wrap there, and everybody take care of yourselves. Thanks so much.